Man, do I have a story for you today and some training to go along with how to convert leads better. Listen to this. Oh my gosh, dude. Arthur, he's in Scottsdale, Arizona. He's hanging out with us right now on video. He's purchased 150 Kaboom leads. Kaboom. Uh, he has spent 2,600 bucks total and written 35,000 in annual premium. That is how you 11 to 12x a lead investment, or really actually even more than that. Dude, how the heck are you doing so well with Kaboom? What are you doing, man?
It's been a lot of fun, man. They're high intent, and they seem to have a decent amount to spend. They either have policies and we're looking to improve them, or they don't have anything set up yet. And the conversion's great. I think on my first round of 50, my conversion was about 40% answer to close. And then on this second batch, I stopped tracking it like a few days ago, but I think it's probably at around 75% or so, which
Jeez.
is awesome. But one of my tips to everyone watching this is just to be really transparent and really honest with them. Um, so I do everything kind of by the letter. I've got a link that I share with them. When they click on it, they can see everything on my screen, and then I take them over to insurance toolkits and then just do the whole thing for them. I kind of equate it to them going from the back seat to the front seat. I'm the one with the license, so I'm the one driving, but at least this way they can see everything you know,
Yeah.
that I can see, and then we can kind of just do it all together. And then that builds a lot of credibility and trust right off the bat. And then from there, after I show them some quotes, we're just going straight into the application.
Dude, let's go, man. I love it. Also, my wife will not let me drive. She says I'm a terrible driver, so she has to drive. Either way, I'm at least in the front of the car, which is also nice. I like the analogy too. That's really cool. Here's one thing I was thinking about though. You were a little skeptical, and then we're gonna keep diving in further as you guys are listening, man. This dude is crushing it, which is really cool. And also too, those that are crushing with Kaboom, I want to know. I want to see what you're doing so that the whole world can know how they can work leads better, right? And Arthur reached out and shared that with our team. And I was like, man, I would love to share your story. So I appreciate him. Um, you jumped into, like, you were okay with jumping in Kaboom right away. Were you skeptical? Like, give me a little bit of the backstory first.
Well, I was running integrity leads, and so I had booked close to 50,000 in AP the following month, just running some 30-day old aged gold leads from ILC.
Wow.
If you all watching this are familiar with them, you know that the answer rate's not great and they're pretty low intent. Sometimes you get lucky, but I was working a ton because I enjoy this job a lot, and so we were kind of trying to figure out what a better lead source would be that would be more high intent, a little bit more fresh, more exclusive. And my buddy Ian Hayes kind of turned me on to a YouTube video that you did where you explained and broke down the entire process of how you create these leads and why they're so good. And so I at the 15-minute mark, I'm like, man, this is a ton of information. Like, I just want to make some dials, but I stuck through it to the very end. And by the end of that video, I realized why I was having some of the experiences that I was having on the ILC, why I wasn't getting that much engagement. And so I said, okay, cool, I've seen enough to try these. So I tried 50, and I guess just the first few days or so, I wasn't getting that many answer rates. And so I think I told you before we started this podcast, I used to joke around. Ian would check in on me and he'd say, "Hey, how are the Kaboom leads?" And I'm like, "Kapoof," because there went all my money, bro. I spent 900 bucks on these 50 leads. And he's like, "Just hang in there." I said, "I'm hanging in there." I think I'd only gotten like 10 or 12 of them. Anyways, like a few days after that, he was like, "How are these Kaboom leads?" And I said, "Kaboom." And then nowadays they're kabang. Like I said, it's a 75%
Oh,
conversion rate for me. And they're fun. They're easy to work with. And the way I do it, after about an hour or so on the phone, I created a lifelong friend. And
that's
so,
cool.
so it's just been a lot of fun.
Dude, I love that. Kabang. That's good, bro. Oh my gosh, I love that. Um, Also, dude, you are really impressive for like being in the industry. I think you started like November, only a few months. I think you had mentioned before you had some success in solar cells before. You're a couple years older than me, probably, definitely a little more jacked, maybe a little wiser. Who knows, man? But you're an impressive dude for someone who's been in the industry for such a short amount of time. I want to get to a couple other things, but what advice would you give to someone that is like brand new and struggling and they're just not writing any insurance?
Oh man, work your ass off. This is an activity-based job, so the more you put in, the more you're going to get out. Record yourself and listen to yourself. If you haven't been doing
Mm,
sales for a long time, inflection, cadence, tonality, all these things that we don't realize we're doing when we're doing them. When you do a playback, you kind of listen to yourself as how you would sound on the other end of the phone. And so I know a lot of the new reps that come through our agency, we work a lot on inflection, meaning not
mm.
sounding like you're asking a question after you say everything, like the Valley Girl Surfer Dude syndrome. And that's really easy to do. But as you know, Cody, it conveys doubt, uncertainty. But when you're saying your name, you should speak with conviction. You know, so,
Amen.
so that's probably the best advice I can give to somebody new is just say your statements as statements and say your questions as questions, and kind of play with it a little bit. If you're asking a question, sound curious. I think there's some like Jeremy Lee Minor videos out there on YouTube that are great for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But other than that, just work your butt off, and then you remember you're running a business, so you got to bet on yourself, and that gamble will pay off as long as you put in the hard work. But if you're not sure whether or not you want to purchase some leads, or if you're like somebody's told you about Kaboom and you're watching this and you haven't pulled the trigger yet, just pull the trigger. Because at the end of the day, even if you don't make any sales, and you probably will, but you're not going to be worse off for it. You're going to be better for it because every single no just takes you to your next yes, as long as you learn something from it and you use that to kind of catapult you into the next one. You just keep on getting better. 1% better every single day equals 100% after some time. So,
Amen, dude. Amen. Appreciate that advice. That's phenomenal. What is the what advice would you give to someone, because you are closing at a very high rate once you get a hold of the leads? Obviously, we for those that don't know, we use SMS phone verification, so the prospect is receiving a 6-digit security code. And right now, I'll be transparent. My cost per lead is higher than any other final expense lead vendor that I know. Right now, it has been as high the last 30 days as $16 per lead, my cost, right? Which is crazy. However, my job isn't to deliver the cheapest lead, it's to deliver the best lead and to help individuals like Arthur close business, and when they talk to people, actually convert them. However, what are you doing to, when you're trying to get a hold of them, like what does that process look like for you? Calls, text, contact.
I mean, I've been switching it up. I think I'm going to start doing your advice on sending them a video text of me.
Mm,
Maybe kind of wrap it up in some AI, so I just have to make it once, and then it just changes
yeah.
the name out. There's probably a cool tool for that. If you're
Probably.
watching this and you know a good tool, let me know. Will you send out like my Instagram handle and stuff?
Yeah, you can actually give it out now if you want. Yeah.
So it's Arthur, Arthur .boss BOSSLLC. And so if you know of a good one, just shoot me a DM. Um, but your question was how am I able to get a hold of them? Man, I'm just
Yeah.
just calling them all the time. I just triple dial them, and I just
It's
keep
cool,
going
man.
until somebody answers. Eventually, somebody does answer, and then as soon as I get them on the phone, I do something that I learned from Ian, where I just text them my name, I text them my national producer number, and then I text them a picture of myself. And
Mm.
what I tell them is that I got two pictures. I got a headshot, and then I got a picture of me and my best friend. And then I ask them if they hate dogs. They say, "What? No, I don't hate dogs." And I say, "Okay, I'm just checking because my best friend has four legs. So go over to your text messages, check that out." And then they see my name,
Oh,
my license
okay.
number, and then me and my little buddy. And then we kind of usually start talking about animals and dogs a little bit. And then from there, I tell them to go back into their text messages, and then I tell them to click on the link that they got. Am I able to present right now?
Yes, I think so. I think so.
Will they be able to see it on there?
Yeah, I'm checking with Dylan right now. You may be able to click present on the bottom and give it a shot. He says you can. I don't know that I've done it much, but if you got something quick, feel free to give it a shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't doing this yet, this is a game changer, and the whole spirit of it is just being super transparent. It builds
Love that.
credibility, and so I don't know if you can see my screen here, but I got this little Chrome extension. It's yellow here, and it's called Crank Wheel. And so if you click on
Mm,
crank wheel, it pops up this little thing on Chrome, and then you can click on full screen. And when you click on full screen, you click share. All you got to do is so easy. All you got to do is put in their cell phone number, and then when you put in that number, after you do it, you click send. And when you click on send, they get a link to their phone, and all that happens is when they click on it, they can see my screen. And then I go straight into insurance toolkits. I was on this earlier. And then I just go ahead and I put in their sex, their state, birthday, height, weight, nicotine use, and then their conditions. After I do that, I click get quote, and then we just get the coverage just right. And then insurance toolkits will let you know with whatever carriers you've got preloaded in there, um, who's got the best price and if it's going to come back graded, guaranteed. I think I put in like a wheelchair confined on this one, so options are pretty limited. But I think there's a lot of guys
cool.
in this industry that I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Oh, and if you guys Crank Wheel is free, which is super
Mm,
cool, and then Insurance Toolkits is like $38. If you put in the code all in one, ALLINONE, you get a discount. And then I think it's just like $33 a month, but it's a game changer because I think a lot of the guys in the industry just answer no to every question and they kind of shoot from their hip, and they're running multiple apps, crossing their fingers and praying. Um, A, that's not honest. I mean, these carriers pay us a pretty penny because they trust us to give them accurate information. B, it's
mm,
not good for the client because, if they make a claim and then they found out that they had something that you said they didn't, they could get denied the claim. And then that can come back on you. But the cool thing is that when you use insurance toolkits, it'll tell you exactly which carrier is going to approve it. And you can put in all their prescription history or their health information. It's more accurate with the prescription history. It just takes more time. But once you do that, then you can just run one app. And then also, too, you're showing the person on the other end of the phone, hey, I've got more than one carrier that I work with, and
true.
this is the one that's going to give you the best rate. So I do that on very early on in my
Mm,
presentations. Like I said, right after I have them take a look at my name and my photo, and then we're going straight into insurance toolkits, and then we're going straight into the app together. And like I said earlier, we're doing it like they're in the front seat doing it with me, and and it works
that's
great.
crazy.
They're not doing
That's
that.
awesome.
But that's probably the biggest game changer that I can put anybody on.
Dude, that's phenomenal, especially the conversion rate that you are having. Like, it makes a ton of freaking sense. I love it, dude. I appreciate you sharing and teaching and even sharing your screen about like, hey, here's what I do. This is working. Um, I love it, dude. It's a combination of the things that are working, And so if you're somebody's out there and they're like um, thinking about giving a kaboom a try, what would Arthur say to somebody?
I say kabang, baby.
Bang! I'm about to
Well,
change the name. I
just
like it.
just uh just give it a shot. They're super high intent. Once you get somebody on the phone, they're interested. They just filled something out. They didn't autofill it. They filled out a really long form. They're interested. I'd say maybe 25% of the people I've gotten a hold of are working on some limited funds. But some of the other ones, I mean, we've done like 6,000 AP IULs, maxed out with Americo. Um, or I should know what the average is, but
Sure.
average AP so far on these kabooms seems like it's around 1,500, two
Mm,
thousand, which is awesome for final expense. I'm super
crazy.
excited to check out your IUL leads, Cody.
Those
Adam,
are good too, man. Those are good too.
and by the way, I've got an awesome account manager. Adam's the man. So
Good dude.
thank you for that. Keep him around, please. Give him a raise.
Amen, dude.
But
Amen.
but
Yeah,
well, I'm working with him. Probably going to test out some of these IUL ones as well.
cool.
So, but yeah, if
Cool.
you haven't checked them out yet, give them a shot. And if you are running them, I would say the more the better. I'm getting 100 a month, 100 a week right now. I think that's the most that you'll let me order. I'm thinking about just doubling that up. Just more people to call.
Yeah. If you have enough states, we could probably make it work. Our lead flow isn't as crazy fast as some places because we're trying to find the best, right? But shoot, with this kind of numbers, we'll keep doing anything we can to hook Arthur up, man. I appreciate your time. Thanks for being on the channel.
Awesome. Thanks, brother.
Appreciate you. Okay. Also, thank you guys for hanging with us and listening. We want to constantly find people who are crushing, want to share their story with you so that you can learn how you can be more successful in this industry without leads. You are unemployed. Go check out kaboomleads.com. Use coupon code YouTube to get 10% off your very first order at kaboomleads.com. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for listening. Go check out what Arthur is doing as well. And kaboom. See you on the next episode.